Welcome back. We have Lucy Greer with Greer's Markets in the Kitchen making turkey tacos. We're also making salsa and cilantro lime sauce.
Yes.
Which sounds delicious. And so we have our turkey cooking right here.
Yes, we do. That is the 1 pound of ground turkey.
Okay.
And I had that over medium-high heat, and I just turned it down, and we added some seasonings to that. We had chili powder, garlic powder, onion powder, salt, pepper, and a little bit of cumin. So that is smelling just like, you know, any other taco seasoning.
And the cool thing about that is you can kind of alternate the seasonings for how much you want. I know one time I made tacos and I put way too much chili powder in it. I could barely eat them because it was so hot. So you can kind of adjust it if you want to, if you want more garlic and stuff like that.
Yeah,
too.
definitely. And that's kind of what's fun about making your own spice blend. And if you wanted some heat, you know, you could add some cayenne or something like that. And this blend is really just kind of your basic. It should please everybody, so it won't be too spicy or anything like that. So our meat is pretty much done, and I thought we could work on our salsa.
Let's do it.
And it's super simple. And what I already did, I just took 2 tomatoes, and the vine ripe tomatoes were so pretty, but whichever tomatoes you had on hand, and I just cut them and I took the seeds out, and that will kind of alleviate a lot of the moisture, but also it is going to be a pretty wet salsa, so, and which I like. But if you don't like that, something kind of fun to know is you can always just get a colander out and drain it. So if you are making salsa and you're like, oh no, you know, it's a little too wet, you could always just drain off some of that liquid. So don't feel like you have to throw it away.
Is it with the tomatoes, or is this like after you make it? Because I guess after you make it, you still have all those ingredients, so you probably don't want to lose those, right?
It'll be pretty, if you have a really fine colander, then everything will kind of remain in there. We'll see kind of what the consistency looks like. So I just added a quarter of an onion that I just chopped up, and I had 1 clove of garlic, and I have just a small little 1 tablespoon of fresh cilantro. And if you don't care for cilantro, you could just substitute parsley, but I love it, and I heard you say you love it.
I do. I like discovered it a few years ago, and so I bought a cilantro plant, and I bought a basil plant, and I had them going for a while. I had all these great plants growing, but I just wasn't keeping up with them because you have to chop them and dry them, and I was like, this is a lot of work. But when I needed it, it was perfect. It was so convenient.
It is. It's really going to add something great to our sauce. It's really going to freshen it up.
That's what I was going to say. It's a very fresh tasting herb.
It is. So then I just did the juice of half of a lime. We're going to use the other half later. And I did a half a teaspoon of salt. So now you put the lid on, and I'm just going to pulse it. And the great thing too about, you know, making your own salsa is you could pulse into whatever consistency you wanted. So if you wanted it with no chunks, completely, you know, liquefied, then you would just let it go.
Good deal.
And this one, you know, it's still, you can kind of see our onion, you can see some of our things in there, but like I said, you could just completely keep going even more. And then you would just, if you think that it's too loose, then you could always, like I said, put it through a colander, but
just play with it.
I kind of like it like that.
Yeah, I like it a little chunky too. Okay, good. So we have our salsa, and then next we're going to work on the cilantro lime sauce, right?
Yes, we'll be ready to put together our tacos after that.
All right, sounds good. So we'll toss it over to Chastity, who's going to give us the lowdown on what our weather is going to be like for today.